Let's take a look at the first part of week 11, activity 1, where I'm going to actually make a 3D model of my display booth concept. Remember, this is a concept file. It doesn't have a ton of detail. It's fairly general. So the first thing to do is choose software. So far we've used SketchUp, Revit, and Inventor. And I'm going to choose to do this in SketchUp. I don't work a lot in SketchUp, but I do know that for this simple concept, for me, it will be fairly simple. I think Revit would also work pretty well for you. And each of these can be developed into a 3D model that can be seen on the computer screen, can be made into a physical model, or be viewed in VR. So I've chosen SketchUp. And my first thing to do here is to make a bubble diagram. Okay, and remember, this is just sort of a quick idea of the parts that I'm going to put in so that I can develop some relationships. So here we go. I've got my SketchUp open. I've got it set up. I'm going to go into a top view. I don't care where I do this. I'm going to do it over here. And I'm just going to add some circles for a few different things. I don't even know what they are yet, but I know that my booth, and I've looked at the booth that I think I'm going to use. And I'm going to get rid of this one and move it a little bit out of the thing. But there's a couple of parts that I need to have in here. Okay. And so I can think of those things. And the first thing that I've got that's going to be in the middle, and I'll just put some text in here. This I need my hook, which is essentially my rocket car model. So that's kind of my hook. I need another thing that is also part of my hook, and that one is my rocket car video. I want those things to be available for me to see. So those are some things that I need. And another one that I need is my competition rules and sign up, because after all, that's the goal of this thing. I want people to be able to get into that really quick. And then I want something, of course, about rockets. That's my educational portion, which are something about rockets. And then the last thing, I don't have it on here yet, is, and that's why these are bubble diagrams. I got to be able to put things around. I need something about American River College, ARC, Tech Ed, because that's another part of the goal. So these are all things that. So I've got these things that I want to be able to work with, and I can make those different colors if I want. It's always kind of nice to do that. So let me call up my colors and make it a little bit bigger. I'll make this one kind of, oops, I don't know why that's, there we go. That's coming out a really funny color there. See if I can get one of my greens. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong thing. That's why. So there's my green. That's really interesting. It's not doing the colors exactly like I want. There we go. Let's make it a lighter green. And let's get some sort of a pink and some sort of a gray. I can get a couple of different colors in here so that I've sort of got things changed up a little bit. I need a kind of a bluish to finish these up. There we go. So now I've got some different colors on there. The next thing to do is kind of figure out how I want to actually place these things. Okay, and where I might want to place them. Okay, get that one over to here. And these will all move around a little bit. You know how SketchUp is a little funny that way. I should have put little arrows to them and it would be a little bit easier. But this wants to be front and center. And so I'm actually going to place this thing right together with that. I think those should be both kind of front and center. And, I think some cool stuff about rockets maybe should be sort of in the middle. So let me move these two things over here a little bit. And I'll move this one a little bit more front and center. Not front and center, rear and center. And this one sort of about tech ed over here. And so then I've got to sort of think about my flow. So I'm going to make a scribbly freehand line that shows somebody coming from over here. I think they're going to walk over to here, probably. And then as they exit, they'll either exit out or exit through there. So that's sort of the flow that I'm going to look at. So let me make this into a scene called Bubble Diagrams so that I can get back to this sometimes later if I want. So that's a bubble diagram. That's all there is to it. And of course, I'm going to my tools, my window, default tray, show the tray. And then I can go find my scenes, which I kind of remember from before, and I'll add one. And my first scene is going to be called my bubble diagram. And I'll probably want to keep that. Now, I don't need to do this bubble diagram in SketchUp. I can do it on a piece of paper. I can do it in Google Slides, Google Docs, Photoshop, Illustrator. Doesn't matter at all. I tend to like to keep things all in one file. Okay, and then I can look at it. And this is so easily changeable. If I don't like this, I can go back and use it. But now I've got something where I can also then create a 2D space plan that would follow this. And I'll show you how to do that in another video.